as a woman, and I'm here to stand with other women, with my LGBT community.
Do you think New York State should recognize gay marriage?
No.
No. Okay.
I believe that marriage is not just a bond, but a sacred bond between a man and a woman.
My immigrant family.
I think everyone recognizes we have to tighten security. We have to do whatever it takes to keep our people safe.
Are you including profiling, Senator?
Well, I think we have to do whatever it takes, Sam.
With the Muslim community.
We also have a history of kind of moving in and out of Pakistan. I mean, let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago.
And I don't stand nor believe or condone what Donald Trump wants to do with this country.
As your president, I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens from the violence and oppression of a hateful foreign ideology.
I will not support him, and I will do everything I can to speak out against him.
That's the problem with the system. The system. Right now, we're going to clean it up. We're having restrictions on foreign money coming in. We're going to put on term limits, which a lot of people aren't happy about, but we're putting on term limits. We're doing a lot of things to clean up the system. But everybody that works for government, they then leave government and they become a lobbyist essentially. But we're going to phase that out. You have to phase it out.
I think that Trump, like many terrible leaders, played off of people's fears, played off of people's hatred.
So I'm hoping that this is the kind of dramatic, terrible catastrophe that unites the entire civilized world, so that it's not just an attack on the United States, it's an attack on everyone who cares about, you know, freedom and dignity and justice and humanity.
And it's amazing what that's able to do. We've learned in history what that's able to do.
I certainly do remember that trip to Bosnia, and I remember landing under sniper fire. There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get it into the vehicles to get to our base. But it was a moment of great pride for me.
I'm just afraid of possibilities, having my friends, having my family be deported.
Because there is a problem. I mean, whether we like it or not, and we can be very politically correct, but whether we like it or not, there is a problem. And we have to be sure that Muslims come in and report when they see something going on. When they see hatred going on, they have to report it. As an example, in San Bernardino, many people saw the bombs all over the apartment of the two people that killed 14 and wounded many, many people. Horribly wounded. They'll never be the same. And you know, there's always a reason for everything. If they don't do that, it's a very difficult situation for our country. Because you look at Orlando, and you look at San Bernardino, and you look at the World Trade Center, go outside, you look at Paris, look at that horrible, these are radical Islamic terrorists. To solve a problem, you have to be able to state what the problem is, or at least say the name. But the name is there. It's radical Islamic terror. And before you solve it, you have to say the name.
I think the Electoral College is a broken system. I think it definitely needs to be reformed.
Why didn't the founders just make it easy and let the presidential candidate with the most votes claim victory? Why did they create, and why do we continue to need this Electoral College? The founders had no intention of creating a pure majority-rule democracy. They knew from careful study of history what most have forgotten today or never learned. Pure democracies do not work. They implode.
We reject the president-elect!
Systemic change in the way that voters' rights, access to voting, education about the voting process.
Our founders so deeply feared a tyranny of the majority that they rejected the idea of a direct vote for president. That's why they created the Electoral College. For more than 2 centuries, it has encouraged coalition building, given a voice to both big and small states, and discouraged voter fraud.
I think, yes, I think absolutely the electoral system is broken. I think it's ridiculous.
A key benefit of the Electoral College system is that it decentralizes control over the election. Currently, a presidential election is really 51 separate elections, one in each state and one in D.C. These 51 separate processes exist side by side in harmony. They do not and cannot interfere with each other. Currently, an attempt to steal a presidential election requires phony ballots to appear or real ballots to disappear in the right state or combination of states, something that is very hard to anticipate. But with NPV, voter fraud anywhere can change the election results. No need to figure out which states you must swing, just add or subtract the votes you need or don't want, wherever you can most easily get away with it. The Electoral College is an ingenious method of selecting a president for a great, diverse republic such as our own. It protects against the tyranny of the majority, encourages coalition building, and discourages voter fraud. Our founders were proud of it. We can be too.